Welcome back to a new episode of Everlasting Summer. This is a new episode of Ulyana route. Now we are on the map. We have to go to the clubhouse. Refuse and agree. And we will do something important here because they said agree and we will get no point, and refuse and we will get 1 point. I wish you agree first, then do the refuse. I was desperately hungry. I always took good care of my health, and even better care at the time when something started to hurt badly. And now I was able to walk and my feet weren't even hurting much. So my feet will heal up eventually while my hunger can't wait. I decided to take advantage of electronic invention. In the end, knowing the local pioneer, I was smart to assume that there wasn't even a piece of stale bread left in the canteen. And the cybernetic club actually somewhat owned me. With such a thought, I approached the club building and heard screaming come from it. I tried to listen closely, but couldn't figure out anything. She stole the wire. Hey. Give it back. No, I wasn't. Ulyana was running around the room with a coil of wire in her hand, chasing Bushra. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but give it back. They didn't even give me a bit of attention. No, I won't. Shrek completely caught up in the chase. I slipped past me. He almost knocked me out. Hey! Ulyana was running in circle around the room, laughing cheerfully. Hey, a wire! Wire! I wonder what she needed the wire for. Meanwhile, the head of the cybernetic club was looking fine even after yesterday's madness. Madness! Once I could even say he was looking fresh. But that probably wouldn't help him to catch Ulyana. She was smaller, more agile, and faster after all. She could easily drive him to excited. Hey! Whiz! Look at the flash! Ulyana ran up to me and hid behind my back. Shrek in his turn left the club, slamming the door on his way out. He was offended, it seemed. Hey, what's wrong with you? You won't catch me. She looked at Electronic, who was silently observing all the silly running, and stuck out her tongue at him. Simon, take the wire away from her. And why do you need it in the first place? You don't have enough wire or something? That was trying to catch Ulyana, who was hiding behind me. He moved to the right while she moved to the left. He moved to the left and she moved to the right. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. In the end, I got tired of this grabbing wire from Ulyana with one dexterity move. Give it back to me! Give it back! She shouted roughly. No, I won't. It is stop horsing around. I held the wire above my head to Ulyana with her high. Couldn't possibly get it. Thank you. Ah, fine. She snorted and turned away from me. Why do you need it in the first place? That is none of your business. Ulyana looked at me slyly. Do you want me to tell everybody that you... Oh. I shut her mouth with my hand and dragged her along the exit. Okay, we need to go. I told Electronic while giggling stupidly. And what did you come for? Once outside, I let the kicking Ulyana free. Hear me out. You realize that it was an accident. Even more so, it was caught by you. I know nothing. Fact are fact. You were watching us. What will Olga think? On the one hand, I did not want took care of the slight what the camp leader would say. But on the other, everything was against me, and in my position, it will be better to not get myself in such a situation. Fine, maybe we could make a deal or something? She started to think. I know. I anticipate to the worst. You bring me the wire. But what do you need it for? I need it for my needs. Okay, let's assume I get it. You won't tell anybody? I give it you the word of pioneer. I could hardly believe her. But on the other hand, it was just a coil of wire, so why wouldn't I try? Accept, refuse. I should accept for now and see what will happen. Okay, fine. Deal! But you must know that. Yeah, of course. She interrupted me. Wait here. Seeing that? Thanks to the club her. Electronic was building something with a repetition. Now I am done with everything. So I thought you could get me something you promise. My voice sounded bitter, which was enough to drive me mad. Oh, of course, I'm not insist, but 1 minute. He tore himself away from his work and got a pair of bun from Rower and a classic triangle back of kefir. Be my guest. Thank you. While I was busy eating, Electronic didn't turn away from the device for a second. He was rolling up the wire, which had taken away from Ulyana, into a coil. And it was a wire she wanted. So what's this? An inductor. Inductor? Join our club and you will know everything. No, thank you. He looked at me and smiled slightly. I'll think about it. Of course, I wasn't going to join anything, but taking into account that he had fed me, I had to be polite. By the way, I said there are something else. Well, yeah. Wait a second. He went to the adjust room and come back after a minute with some kind of package. Ta-da! And give me to me. There was a big bottle of vodka inside. Hey, I get it, but still morning. Does Electronic share the motto of get drunk in the morning, take the entire day off? What are you talking about? I'm not suggesting we drink it. We have to be clear of it. Clear of it, yeah, right. And that, okay. I give him the package back. By the way, can you spare some coil? What do you need it for? Probably I had to think about a reason beforehand. I just need it. But we can't do without it as well. Do you? Well, never mind then. I can't just force him to give it to me, right? I'll go there. Come back tomorrow anytime, of course. The moment I want to have a drink. Waiting out, I question myself why he wanted to show me the vodka in the first place. Ulyana ran up to me and said, and so, have you got it? No. That's your own fault then. You need this wire for it all. But you get the credit for trying. What? I was surprised. Alicia will tell everything anyway. Ulyana laughed. She's really angry with you. I bet. I'm over quickly. Okay, see ya. She won't run away. Here I am in a stupid situation once again. No big deal. It's not the first time. Suddenly, my anger returned again. For sure, I melted some bun and kefir and awesome. But it's not enough to fill me up. Lucky for me, have some corn biryani for lunch. Okay, we will back now. Load. The last one. Yes. This time we go into we don't know that. Now we will refuse her. Refuse? Give her a point? No, no wine for you. Enough already. Then I tell everything. You tell everything anyway, or Alicia will. Ah, get lost. Yeah, sure. As if it was my fault. It is. You were watching us. No, I wasn't. But no matter how you slice it, I actually was. Alicia doesn't think so. She doesn't agree with me about a lot of things. And Olga won't be happy either. You know what? I start to lose my temper. If you want to tell everything, go ahead right now. And don't forget to mention that the government default, world depression, global warming, and the Genesis flood are all my fault too. Oh, come on, stop overreacting like that. I was joking. Joking? Suddenly realized that I really was wound up too much. You jokes are stupid, and what I'm supposed to do every time? Guess if it is for real or joke. Yep. She grinned. It's more funny that way. I mean, in her voice. Ulyana turned around and ran toward the square, waving her hand and barking. Still, you can't deal with her in the hormones way. I sighed and went back into the club quarter. Electronic was building something with a reputation. So, this is the choice where we will go to Ulyana route. I didn't think about Ulyana that evening at all. That thing with the cake. The cake was lie, like it didn't even happen. I don't remember the cake. Though I remember her recently disappointed face. Maybe in some other situation I would... Ah, yeah, the cake where she was trying to steal it from us. I would never have decided to go to her. But now a fine reason to have this place at the end of a stupid hiking was appeared. Reciting that Olga told me to be prepared for a new task. I decided not to ask for her permission, and after choosing a proper moment, I disappeared in the woods. Night fell on the camp. I mentally thanked the camp leader for not researching the land too well, since the mean civilization was only a few hundred meters away. Another long walk through the night forest was not in my plans. Soon I came to the square and hesitated. Won't it look silly? What would I tell Ulyana? Moreover, why would I go to see her in the first place? My head was so heavy and full that there was no room in it for a development of any idea. If I would compare my brain at the prime to a broad highway full of speed thought, overthinking each other and causing giant chaotic crash, then now it is nothing but a forgetting tiny path in distant desolate forest, which is only used in time of absolute necessary. So it's better not to think about anything and just act. But where should I go? Maybe to her cabin? And what if she is not there? All of a sudden something knocked me down and I fell to the asphalt. It is a good thing I had time to stretch out my arms, otherwise I would have broken my nose. Catcha! You're still there. I quickly got up from the ground and saw Ulyana standing before me. What are you doing? I couldn't stop myself from shouting despite my best effort. You shouldn't be stargazing. Why? Stargazing is fun. She answered precisely. What if I had smashed my nose or had broken my arms? I said more calmly. Well, neither of this happened. Look, why do you always mock me? I already regret my decision to try and ease her loneliness. Was today punishment not enough for you? Can you even draw simple conclusions? It's entirely your fault. Why it's my fault? Then a smile disappeared from Ulyana's face. What exactly is my fault? Everything. You mean I am to blame for all time? Yes? She crossed her hand in front of her chest and turned away. Great. I suddenly wanted to get away from this place as fast as possible. But it was because of you I came here. What? I guess you were quite bored, given that everybody is hiking and you alone here. I don't care, she yelled cheerfully. Well, if things are that way, what do you want to do? What do you mean? Well, if you came here because of me, such a thought hadn't occurred to me. I thought I don't really know what I came here for. After such a great thing, I no longer want to do anything. Then it's up to me to choose, said Ulyana carefully and started to think. I sat to her face some time but then couldn't stand it. Listen, if you are again planning to... I know. Let's scare the others. We'll dress up as ghosts, for example. I don't think this will work. It's going to be fun. I didn't find that funny in any way. Enough of that already. I began to tire, but broke off. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. After all, by the time she thinks it's over and gather all she needs, Olga, Ternova, and the Pioneer will already be back. If I come here because of Ulyana, then I need to play alone. Perhaps you're right. What? She was looking at me with her eyes wide open. Are you going to agree just like that? Unexpected. Well, what's so wrong about that? And furthermore, if you insist, she studied me attentively for several seconds and then retailed off. Excellent. Then we need some bed sheet. We want to look like a real ghost, don't we? Probably. You go get them, Ulyana announced abruptly. Where do you think I am going to get them? Take them from your cabin, obviously. It wasn't that obviously to me. So you don't want to. She suddenly made a gloomy face. Okay. I recall the fact that there was a spare set of bed in her Olga wardrobe, so maybe there was nothing to worry about. We appeared to the camp leader cabin and said to Ulyana, wait for me here. Sir, yes sir. She retailed off and saluted me. It seemed Ulyana was entirely immersed in the game. I quickly found two clear white bedsheets. It is a shame they are going to get smudged. Here, take it. I handed one of the bedsheets to her. It's too large for me, Ulyana said after twirling in her hand. By the way, I was just thinking, will her ending will have sex too? Oh, please no. Please no. Ulyana said after twirling the bed. No wonder considering her height. Give it to me. I folded the bedsheet in half and gave it back to her. That's much better now. Follow me. She put the white cloth over her head and ran into the forest. Wait! I threw myself after her. Just a few minutes later, we were near the Pioneer campfire, hiding behind trees. Now it was clear that the trek, harmless at first, was taking an unpleasant twist. For some reason, I was sure from the start that the hiking would end before Ulyana took any action. And now we were standing 10 meters away from the pioneers, dressed in bed sheets. We didn't look frightened at all, rather we looked comical. Get ready! On my command! Wait, what? Actually, I was joking when I agreed to this. Think again. It won't do any good. You will get yourself put under house arrest until the end of the shift. And so will I. Now retreat! No surrender! Are you ready? On the count of three. 3! I started scrolling out the possible outcome of my head. There were many of them. First one, me and Ulyana ran out from behind the tree and started in here laughing at me getting considered schooling from camp leader and possibly something even worse. And Ulyana sent us to the highest measure of punishment feasible under the law of Pioneer Camp. Second one, I stay here and observe with the other how Ulyana ran around the glad of bedsheet. I hope she will not burn herself. She is sentenced to the highest measure like the first option and stay relatively safe. Third one, I do everything possible to prevent her from committing the act and moral punishment, and no one suffer but herself. It worked? It all could have gone so well, but either this thought took more than 3 seconds or Ulyana shortened the cord. So I hadn't managed to pull myself together in the while she spun out into the glade, screaming inhumanly. As expected, all the pioneers laughed loudly. Okay. Someone even fell from the log, had sitting and started rolling on the ground. I tried to save the day and yell as loud as possible so Ulyana would hear me, but no the others. Fool, stop it, come here! I don't know whatever it was my percent of work or Ulyana understood that her performance had failed, but she ran in my direction quickly and without hide herself in the forest. I didn't hesitate and follow her. Such a final left tiny chance that she won't be punished again. It's good that I didn't join on that tragical act. Now I need to find Ulyana. It turned out to be not that hard as she hadn't managed to get far. Is she crying? Oh, come on, this is not that bad. It's just one prank that didn't work. Ulyana was sitting on the tree stem, crying. I stood still, hesitating. Of course, such an outcome was to be expected, but now I had absolutely no idea of what to do or how to comfort her. And besides, I had gone back to the camp instantly and had agreed to participate in this show. But it just got worse. As well as that, I was tired to death. At the moment, I wish I would all just cease to exist. I just wanted to close my eyes and appear somewhere. Probably in a quiet and that peaceful place. But the sight of the sobbing Ulyana obliged me to take action. I walked up to her and sat down on the ground. Well, what were you expecting anyway? I begged philosophically. It was sure to end up this way. You had to blame for everything. You! Why always me? Ulyana shouted in my teeth. So, what will have changed if I had spoke out of you back then? We both would have been laughed at, that's all. You always act this way, always. She sobbed was become louder and louder, and then she suddenly rushed at me and started pounding my chest with her fist. That hit was not hard. It was more like an attempt to take out the despair that had gripped Ulyana than a real wish to beat me up. Calm down already, I said firmly. She stopped crying for a second and hanged me. Maybe nothing will have changed, but it will have been more comfortable for me if we were together. Oh, she wanted not to be alone. I didn't know what to say, so I just patted her head. Oh, can I stay like that for a little bit? Yes. At the time, she didn't seem like a dangerous, explosive nuclear reactor in the form of a little girl, but just like a little sister of me, who messed things up. I wasn't mad at her at first. On the contrary, it seemed I was begging of care about the failure of a ghost play act. It's alright. We'll scare them probably next time. Yeah. I don't know how for longer we sit in silence. Ulyana stopped crying and I didn't want to disrupt her as she had just climbed down. But as I could had absolutely no desire to stay in this forest overnight. Hey, let's go back to the camp. I shook her shortly, but there no answer. Ulyana had fallen asleep. Hey, look her harder. No effect. At the moment I want to cry. Why does that always happen to me? Why do I get caught up in this foolish situation, always and everywhere? Even having suddenly appeared in the weird pioneer camp in the middle of nowhere, I don't get to become subject in the experiment, a victim of second cosmic mind, or British intelligent war on the side of global suicide, brawn, specific like regular hero of science fiction. No, I said I have to spend a night in the forest with a little girl in my arm who is muffled of bedsheet. Next time, I'd rather have a monstrous experience. I stood up and put sleeping Ulyana on my back. Maybe there was a way to wake her up, but firstly I didn't want to, and secondly one more burden or one less. At the point it made no difference. It's good that she's not happy. At the square, I stopped, put Ulyana on a branch, and threw myself down beside her, totally exhausted. Even a little girl is hard to carry for long. By the way, a little girl, she's 12 years. Do you know how heavy 12 years old? They're so heavy. The stars in the sky were shining brightly. Perhaps they give their light not only to me and this camp, but also shine on the city where it was born and where my old home is. It was as if a pain settled in my chest. What? My back? I empty my old flat clearly and detect burning start and make it away from my stomach and my throat. No, it was not wistfulness, more like a bad reminiscence. Because despite all that happened, I have felt more alive in less than 5 days than I had for the last several years there. And now I really wasn't sure if I wanted to get back. Only one question still at me, how and why I end up here. It flared up yet again in my mind. I haven't spent much time seeking answer or even just thinking about my situation lately. My thoughts were occupied with everybody, routine affairs. And now, in order to break away and be able to wish to stay here for good, I need to understand the nature of this place. It's just that even a nightingale in a golden cage has a right to know how and by who will he got in there. And after that to make the choice whether to stay or not. I don't know how much longer I would have been devoted to external thought, but Ulyana's loud snore brought me back to reality. So small, but snore so loudly. I signed, but Ulyana on my back again and headed to her cabin. I had no desire to explain everything to Alicia, so I just put the sleeping Ulyana on the bridge, knocking at the door and left quietly. I approached Olga's cabin with a mixed feeling and a broken back. Ugh. On the one hand, I never carry someone this way, like the enemy, like put them in the back and hold. Like I never done that. This is sound like a weird way to do it. On the one hand, I had done what I intended to do. I had comfort and interest Ulyana. On the other hand, the two crumpled bedsheet in my hand looked more like a rag left over from some worn-out straitjacket. I opened the door softly and went in. This is like the worst idea ever happened. Simeon, well, he was sitting in the desk and seemed she has been waiting for me. Do you want to explain something to me? Well, just don't scout her again. It's my fault. Just like that, I become a hero to my own surprise. My tongue acts faster than my thought. Perhaps some of my best traits, which even I wasn't aware of, have shown themselves. Humanity as opposed to common sense. Really? Having started this, I chose to stick to my decision. Well, it was me who got the bedsheet, and it was standing behind the tree back then. Beyond what tree? The camp leader looked at me and said, "So, what you need a bedsheet for?" I realized my mistake. So you are not talking about the forest thing? Simeon, I don't understand you. What's it? Wow, she was talking about something else. I want to know where you disappeared to so mysteriously during the hike, but now I will be interested in listening to you. But she's a story. But it was impossible that she and all the others hadn't seen Ulyana performance. The pioneer laughed out loud. Couldn't have been only my imagination. Olga, I'm serious. Didn't you see someone in the bedsheet during you recently? So it was you! She gave me the close look. No, it wasn't me. She could she tell just from my height. But you holding the bedsheet. Yes? I couldn't understand if she was playing me for a fool or she really didn't know what this was all about. Oh god, don't act like this conversation never happened. I am too tired for today. Alright, go to bed. To my surprise, she readily agreed. Of course, I was astonished by such a reaction, but I decided to use the moment. I wrapped the blanket around myself and turned to face the wall. But I couldn't sleep. There are hot women sleep in the same room with me. There was no thought my head was itching, but I still couldn't manage to fall asleep. I rolled to the other side and imagined of the day started to flash before my eyes. I shut my eyes tight and drive them away, but it didn't work. Suddenly I heard a knock on my window. Olga seemed to be asleep. I dressed myself and walked outside. Ulyana was standing before me with a tricky smile. How did you manage to carry me to the cabin? It was heavy. How did you manage to carry me to the cabin? Wasn't it hot? Not really. What have you come for? I couldn't sleep, but at the moment, bed seemed to be the only place where I could rise with no surfing, which is why Ulyana suddenly didn't please me at all. How was it she? Did she get scalded? No, I avoided it somehow. Ooh, that's great then. I always get so lucky. That's for sure. My eyes began closing despite my will. It seemed that a slumber has finally come upon me. Look, I am very tired. This won't take long. Close your eyes. Oh, she would kiss me. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, and I didn't even want to know what she needed for. Maybe that was she would leave me alone sooner. I closed my eyes. Oh, and then a moment I felt a briefcase. Oh shit. My eyes opened themselves, but Ulyana was already running away, waving her hand to me. I stood still, but numb, and I couldn't even manage to shout anything after her. I don't know for how long I stood like that, but eventually the night chill carried my exposure. I showered and went back to bed. This time I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to think that all thought, but my eyes, which had begun to close as I was standing before Ulyana, seemed to issue a command to the rest of the body and fell asleep before I realized what happened. This is day 6? Day 6? Yeah! This is it for today. See you next time. And goodbye. See you next episode.